911, what is your emergency?
Out in Mayor, I guess Cordish Junction. I watched the lightning strike, and it's about 3 acres now.
So there's a
Right?
fire?
Right, there's a fire.
First, I'll begin by emphasizing the importance of following our protocol and training during emergency evacuations. In recent years, right here in Yavapai County, the Dose, Yarnell, and Goodwin fires all required major evacuations and have resulted in a loss of property and life. A comprehensive understanding of our procedures, our available resources, as well as our consistent training saves critical time and makes a significant difference. Sometimes that difference is the preservation of life.
Hi, I'm Captain Nate Ovenshine. Just want to spend a minute with you to talk about our standard procedures in fire evacuations. One of those things, of course, is the safety and security of the citizens of Yavapai County and the residences in those communities. Secondarily, we've got to provide for the safety and security of our first responders. And then lastly, we also want to make sure that we provide security for the investigators who will be investigating the scenes of these incidents.
Hello, I'm Sergeant Klein with the Yavapai County Sheriff's Office, Forest Patrol Division. My job is to provide for the evacuation of our communities in the event of wildfires, natural disasters, and other emergencies. Remote communities and mountainous terrains present several challenges. Some areas are not accessible by standard four-wheel drive vehicles and need special vehicles to get in. This creates response times challenges and resource challenges because some resources may not be able to get to the scene or may need to be relayed by other personnel. Another significant unique challenge is poor or no cellular or radio service. This can create challenges and also extreme danger. It's important to recognize these challenges and maintain communications unless absolutely necessary.
All right, well, I'm Bull Pratt, one of the first members of the Fire Observer team, the Yavapai County Search and Rescue Team Fire Observer Unit. There's 4 common denominators of fire behavior on tragedy fires. First, most incidents happen on small fires or on isolated sections of large fires. Secondly, flare-ups happen fast in grass and light brush. Thirdly, fire is unpredictable and creates unexpected situations. And lastly, but most importantly, fires respond to the terrain, running uphill surprisingly fast in chimneys, gullies, and on steep slopes.
Your safety and the safety of others is our first priority. Always maintain situational awareness. The current situation, as well as the changes that are happening with the environment around you, is crucial during a wildland fire. Always take a second to analyze the situation. Know how long it took you to get into an area, where the dangers are, and how long it may take you to evacuate when the situation arises. Actively evaluate the mission and its progress. As you heard from our fire observers, fire is unpredictable and should constantly be evaluated. Most importantly, avoid accidents. There are many moving parts and moving vehicles inside and around a wildfire scene. By maintaining your awareness, analyzing your situation, and evaluating the mission and its progress, you'll be able to avoid accidents and be able to complete the mission safely. Always remember the mission. You're there first and foremost to protect the health, welfare, and safety of other first responders and the public. You're there to maintain order and security to an area. And lastly, you're there to ensure scene security so a proper investigation can be conducted.
Lookouts, communication, escape routes, and safety zones, known as LCES. A lookout in the Sheriff's Office is known as our fire observers. They're people that have received specialized training in understanding fire weather and topography that may affect impending fire danger. Communications is usually an open line of communication that consists usually of radios and cell phones so that those lookouts can give a quick radio call to the people on the ground working in a community in case that area is being overrun by fire or pressed with other dangers. The escape route is usually 2 locations or 2 routes that lets them escape the area in the event that fire is pressing their location. A safety zone is a large area that can keep an individual safe from impending fire without the need for any specialized equipment or barriers. Lookouts, communication, escape routes, and safety zones, LCES.
Your safety and the safety of others is our first priority. Be assertive when necessary. Remember to always ask questions if you don't fully understand the mission. Be sure to confront any ambiguities, and remember it's okay to say no if it's something you're not trained to do or if it's something that's not safe to do.
911, what's the address of your emergency?
My name is Shauna Thurman. I'm a dispatch supervisor for Yavapai County Sheriff's Office. And for wildfires, what we do, we're the primary answering point for most of Yavapai County, so we're going to be getting most of those calls. Depending on where the fire starts, we might get one call, we might get hundreds of calls. Stuff that's along the interstate, we are trying to field out the calls, get the most updated information, and get the appropriate resources en route. We will transfer calls to the proper fire department and get them started. We usually stay on the line to get any additional information that fire might be getting. We don't dispatch for fire, so we usually send out a patrol deputy, and then they get with fire, with the incident command, to see what they need, find out if we need mobile command to respond, if we need tactical dispatch, if we need fire observers, volunteers. We try to find out as much information as we can, primarily kind of where it's at, which direction it's traveling, the speed that it's traveling, if there's any structures or people in danger, anything that needs immediately evacuated, that kind of thing. Whenever mobile command is called out, that's when we send out our tactical dispatch team, which is a team that we have of experienced dispatchers where we are in mobile command, we're working with command staff, we're working the radios and that kind of thing, trying to get the everyday air off of the radio, separate from the fire radio traffic. We do as much as we can to get the information, and then as needed, we also send out code reds, which is the system that we use. It's like a reverse 911. It's for any kind of evacuation, any kind of public notification. It's a system that calls you based on your location. The public can sign up online, and you can sign up for a phone call, text message, or email. You can do all of the above if you want. And then if you're in our evacuation zone, then you'll automatically be getting those calls. We have a ready, set, go system, which is 3 different steps. A ready message is kind of just a heads up, like this is happening in your area, be aware, watch the news. A set message is, okay, this is moving closer to where you're at, kind of start to gather your things, be ready for evacuations if necessary. And then a go message is a mandatory evacuation, you need to get out now. So we use that system. We can map it pretty much however we want. We can do like a personalized area, or we can just do a radius based on a location. Just kind of whatever command staff needs at that point. So we send those out and do the best we can to notify the public and keep them notified of what's going on while we're working the traffic with the people on scene and getting them what they need as far as resources go as well.
My name's Adam Hansen with YCSO Forest Patrol. One of the most important and difficult things we deal with on a large incident is communications. We use a number of radio tower repeaters spread out throughout the county to communicate using our vehicle-mounted and handheld radios to keep track of conditions and personnel on the incident. One of the most important things we need to make sure is that everybody is on the correct frequency and that they're talking on the repeater versus car to car, so that when we need to get a hold of them, they're available. For management of a large-scale incident, we use the incident command system. This establishes a chain of command at a known location and accountability for all the personnel on the incident. The primary responsibilities include incident commander, operations, planning, logistics, communications, documentation, media liaison, and fire liaison. These positions will primarily be located at a central location chosen based on the incident and somewhere that's convenient to be accessible by everyone. At that location, we will typically have one of our mobile command vehicles that we can use as a base of operations for communications, radios, computers, printers, and a shelter if needed to get out of the elements.
So when I get the call out with a mobile command post, I get out on scene, and in 30 minutes I can have it set up and ready for incident command staff to take over.
Hello, I'm Lieutenant John Johnson. The deputies in our Forest Patrol unit are our agency's experts at responding to lost and missing persons and coordinating the work of our many volunteer resources. The Incident Command Team manages the orderly evacuation of communities threatened by wildland fire. They use our volunteer resources to attempt in-person notifications of each residence when it is safe to do so.
My name is Bill Hager. I'm with the Yavapai County Jeep Posse. We're Sheriff's Auxiliary and work under the instruction of the forest units of the Sheriff's Department. Yavapai County Jeep Posse is uniquely suited to support the sheriffs during emergency fire evacuation. We do search and rescue, fire evacuation, snow transport. When on a fire evacuation, we will go to each door, notify the people that we are either in ready, set, go. Typically it's either set, which means load your car with your go bag and be ready to leave immediately, or go, which is a mandatory evacuation. When the sheriff notifies us of that, we would inform them, tell them where to go. Usually in a local area there is a place set up for Red Cross where they would come in, check in there. It's recommended they check in so that people know they got out safely. And we would also at that point tag their houses to let the sheriffs know that they were notified. The orange tape that we use to tag the houses with is usually visible from the road so that the sheriffs don't have to stop and check those houses. On fire evacuation, we have map boxes which cover 26 high-risk areas within Yavapai County. These maps are thousands and thousands of man-hours in the creation. It allows us to cut down the time it takes to do a fire evacuation in an area by as much as 40% or more. We also provide forward communications. We have a FCV, which is a forward communication vehicle, four-wheel drive, that can get out where other units can't get to set up mobile communications. Obviously, communications is the heart of any search and rescue or fire evacuation, because without comms you're in a dangerous position and you need to know when to leave. A snow escort, snow transport is performed for essential personnel to get them to work when we have a heavy snow or situation where they cannot get to work. Basically what we'll do is we're through Sheriff's Dispatch notified, we will go pick up the Sheriff's dispatchers, doctors, nurses, and technicians, any critical function. We'll pick them up at their home and transport them to work. This is really critical for maintaining hospitals and emergency care.
Hi, my name is Jerry Dunn. I'm the chairman of the Yavapai County Sheriff's Response Team. We're a 501c3 corporation, totally nonprofit, totally volunteer. No one gets paid. We have 140 members across 6 units, 6 individual units. We work exclusively for YCSO, and we get called out on call-outs. I'm also in a specialized unit called Incident Command. We follow an incident control structure. That's on multiple operational periods, or multiple days on a missing person or a fire when it goes beyond 1 to 2 days. There's a lot of highly specialized training that we do, and each unit's going to talk about their trainings of what they do.
All right, as members of the Yavapai County Search and Rescue Team Fire Observer Unit, we are essentially the sheriff's eyes on the fire. We get trained in wildfire fighting techniques, and then we take that training as well as additional schooling that we provide within our unit and report to the fire and keep the sheriff's office and the incident command team appraised of what the fire is doing, where it's going, so that they can make specific decisions as far as evacuation situations, movement of resources, and the capability to make the best decisions possible.
Well, my name is Larry Weigel. I'm the manager of Yavapai County Search and Rescue Backcountry Unit. We do the technical rope rescues, swift water rescues, we do the tracking for the Sheriff's Department, and the body recoveries. So we're nationally certified and trained to do the technical rope rescues when someone gets cliffed out or he needs to have a litter haul out from the trail system. Come monsoon season, we do the swift water rescues, and that's very important for new recruits, is that we don't want you in the water, let the professionals come in. We do tracking, so we can track from the vehicles out through the trails where these people are, and we do the body recoveries for the ME.
Hi, my name is Paul Fisher. I'm with the Yavapai County Search and Rescue Team 4x4 unit. Our unit basically is to rescue people, find them in the forest and stuff. The first thing we'll do is we'll do a containment. So if we know about where somebody's at, we will put a circle around them, and we'll cover all of the roads in the area. We'll cover all the roads where we think the person will be. We'll actually get out of the vehicle and search for them, hunt them down, bring them to our vehicles, and bring them back to civilization, or wherever you want to say, wherever they want to go. We get the calls from people who their GPSs say, there's snow on the road, so let's take this dirt road and go this way. And they really get surprised because their GPS told them to go this way, and they get stuck. We rescue people, not vehicles, so we're not a recovery service. But we might help somebody push them out or something if they're in the mud, something that easy.
Hi, I'm Bruce McDowell with the Quad Unit. We ride side-by-sides and quads to help search for, rescue, or recover missing persons in the backcountry. We also help with evacuations for fires and floods, especially in remote areas where there are campgrounds, ranches, or homes. We help with evidence searches in large area crime scenes, perform backcountry patrols, and provide transportation for backcountry members, deputies, detectives, crime scene personnel, and equipment. Our niche is the ability to travel more rapidly on difficult, narrow, rocky terrain when larger vehicles may not get through or take much longer to respond to the subject.
Okay, my name's Greg Ochtenhagen. I'm the Southern Unit Manager. We cover the southern half of Yavapai County, which includes Lake Pleasant, Wickenburg, Congress, Yarnell, Kirkland, all the way up to Wilhoit. So we're the local team that's in the southern part of the county. We're in the low desert, so in the summertime we have to worry about people out hiking that don't have enough water, extreme heat, and of course we have cactuses and a very active snake population in the spring, summer, and fall. We're a resource that the sheriff can call upon to help do fire evacuation. All the units work as a team, but obviously we're closer in the southern half of the county. We will normally do roadblocks, but have been called upon to do door-to-door evacuation based on evacuation plans that the Jeep Posse has put together.
Hi, my name is Heather Lum, and I am the training coordinator as part of the Sheriff Dog Unit within the Yavapai County Search and Rescue Team. So my primary task is to find missing individuals, and our primary tool that we use for that are the dogs. His name is Google. He's been doing this for about 8 years. And we are also, as part of the Sheriff's Office, we are a volunteer unit, so we will go out and help with fire evacuations and barricades as needed.
I'm Tim Anderson. I'm captain of Verde Search and Rescue, or VSAR. We're the search unit on the Sedona side of Minkus. We have 40-some members, 40 very dedicated and talented members that are available 24/7 for when the sheriff needs a search mission in the Verde Valley or anywhere else in Yavapai County. We are primarily ground searchers, and a call could be from a person lost on top of a mountain like Capitol Butte, or it could be of a family that got stuck on a trail and nightfall came and they can't find their way back. In addition to being a very busy unit, we're also expanding. We've expanded greatly in the last 18 months. We now have a 4x4 unit for when search missions require off-road areas. We have a mountain bike unit. Mountain bikes can cover and clear trails around Sedona 5 times faster than ground searchers can. And we also have a search dog unit for when search dogs would be useful in the search for someone that needs help.
Hi, my name is Dan Berry. I'm the commander of the Yavapai County Sheriff's Air Group. The Air Group is made up of volunteers who provide their own aircraft as well as observers. We have 21 members now. We have 10 aircraft. Our primary role is in search and rescue. We work in conjunction with the ground forces. Another very important aspect is our smoke patrols. During wildfire season, we can go up and we actually have segmented the county so we can go up and look for wildfires and report it back to the fire dispatch departments. We also do some canyon relays where if you're down into a remote canyon, we can relay via radio up to the outside forces. The main thing about the group is we have speed, We can get to remote locations much faster than the ground forces can. Feel free to use the air group anytime through the VR dispatch, and we will be glad to go up and do the search and rescue and other things that you need.
My name is Denise Lowell, and I am the Yavapai County Sheriff's Office Volunteer Services Coordinator. People that volunteer for the Yavapai County Sheriff's Office belong to several nonprofit organizations. But when they work a mission for us during a fire or natural disaster, they become a member of the Yavapai County Sheriff's Auxiliary Force and work as one team. The Yavapai County Sheriff's Office would not be able to work all of the fires, natural disasters, and search and rescue missions without all of the volunteers. Our volunteer force is very much needed and is very much appreciated by every employee within the Yavapai County Sheriff's Office. We couldn't do it without them.
Volunteer unit functions during fire or other natural disasters consist of units such as Jeep Posse, Yavapai County Search and Rescue Team, and Verde Search and Rescue. They're all trained in evacuations and notifications, which consist of the following: roadblocks, door-to-door notifications, evacuations to shelters and directions, assisting with special needs, and re-entry assistance. Roadblocks consist of hard closures, areas that the public cannot enter due to active fire fighting and equipment operation in the area. They need to be able to give clear instructions. They need to have good communications with command and overhead. They need to have the ability to handle confrontations with upset citizens that have been evacuated. And they need to have the ability to facilitate escorts in and out of the area where active firefighting operations are going on, such as citizens that need to return to their home to collect medication or pets. They're also trained in door-to-door notifications. That's when we get the ready message or warning notifications, pre-evacuation notifications, also known as SET, and mandatory evacuations, such as GO. They need to be armed with the information such as the evacuation shelter locations and directions on how to get there. Assist with the special needs during evacuations, such as helping the elderly or handicapped, people with no transportation, and people with pets and other needs. And then they also assist in re-entry. The phase of re-entry with traffic control, checking identifications, and making sure roads stay clear for those first responders still in the area fighting fire.
So we're standing in front of the Forward Communications Vehicle, or FCV. The FCV serves as the communications hub for the Jeep Posse and all the Sheriff's auxiliary units on a mission out in the field. Inside the FCV we have 3 radios, not including the one in the cab. We have 16 frequencies that we can communicate with forward observers, fire observers, and other units in the field to check their location, their progress in the mission, and communicate with the incident command or the sheriff's office to get other information as the mission is progressing.
Hi, my name is R.C. Helton. I'm the Emergency Manager for Yavapai County Office of Emergency Management. One of the things that we often do as part of our role as emergency management is we are in the background. We're seldom seen as far as emergency operations. What we do is we provide coordination services for our agency partners at the federal, state, and local levels throughout Yavapai County. You may not necessarily see an emergency management person or officer in the field. What we do is more in the background in coordination and emergency operations center, also known as the EOC. So if you hear someone refer to EOC, that's the Emergency Operations Center. So one thing we engage in emergency management is mitigation, planning, and recovery. So mitigation is trying to find ways with our agency and municipal partners on how to mitigate the potential risks associated with wildfires and or floods often in Yavapai County. So We're not as visible as the agencies that'll be out in the field, but we're working in the background with federal, state, local, and NGO partners throughout an operation.
Arizona Revised Statutes Title 11, Section 441 discusses the sheriff's responsibility in search and rescue operations. Fire evacuation would be considered a rescue operation under this statute.
Deputy Slay, our auxiliary assets are appropriately trained and equipped for unique situations in our area, and they can also assist the sheriff's office in helping us in the unexpected. Roadblocks are an effective measure in many situations. Auxiliary forces vehicles are used in conjunction with law enforcement to prevent access and control traffic directionally. While the use of roadblocks and other evacuation measures are intended to streamline the effort of removing people from dangerous situations, there are factors to remain aware of. Roadblocks on one-lane roads where there is heavy incoming traffic can cause long backups and subsequent loss of lane to either inbound or outbound traffic. Unclear instructions about evacuation status to roadblock personnel causes confusion to personnel manning the roadblock and the public. It is critical to keep instructions clear and communicate while managing a roadblock.
Lookouts, Communication, Escape Routes, and Safety Zones, known as LCES. A lookout in the sheriff's office is known as our fire observers. They're people that have received specialized training in understanding fire weather and topography that may affect impending fire danger. Communications is usually an open line of communication that consists usually of radios and cell phones so that those lookouts can give a quick radio call to the people on the ground working in a community in case that area is being overrun by fire or pressed with other dangers. The escape route is usually two locations or two routes that lets them escape the area in the event that fire is pressing their location. A safety zone is a large area that can keep an individual safe from impending fire without the need for any specialized equipment or barriers. Lookouts, Communication, Escape Routes, and Safety Zones, LCES.
Much like on initial response, it's essential to maintain situational awareness throughout an incident. Most incidents are constantly changing based on task and environmental factors. It's important to be able to gather and understand information such as hazards and risks as they present themselves so that actions can be made to achieve our goal. This needs to be done consistently throughout the incident. Actively evaluate the mission to determine if what is being done is working. Has anything changed for the better or worse, and what needs to be done to correct these changes? No one plan will work. Always have contingencies for the what if and be ready to adapt and change your plan as needed. Safety is a priority. By maintaining situational awareness, we can avoid accidents and injuries to the public and responders. Always be courteous. Drive with your lights on, drive slowly, and do not drive over fire hoses. Remember the mission, the health, welfare, and safety of responders and the public. Maintain order and security to the area. Ensure security for proper investigation.
When a scene is no longer a threat, we will be notified by the lead fire agency and we'll start preparing for a stand down. Part of that procedure is going to be to notify emergency management, notify the media, and prepare for re-entry. Once a stand-down order is given, stand-down procedures will be initiated. The residents will have an opportunity to return home first. The roadblocks will maintain in place to prevent the general public from accessing the area. And roving patrols will continue until homeowners have had sufficient time to re-enter to their properties. After the homeowners are back home and the area is deemed safe for public re-entry, then the roadblocks are taken down.
In the event of an organized evacuation, efficient planning, communication, and organization can save lives. The Yavapai County Sheriff's Office is tasked with protecting the people of the communities we serve. We will, with the help of our partner agencies and auxiliary force volunteers, provide essential services during times of need. Thank you for watching this video, and as we all know, Yavapai County is prone to many different types of natural disasters, from snowstorms to flooding, but certainly wildfires we've discussed today. I want you to know that we at the Yavapai County Sheriff's Office are fully committed to having the critical resources, personnel, and necessary equipment in place and ready to serve our communities in the event that evacuation is necessary. If you have any further questions or would like more information, please feel free to contact the Yavapai County Sheriff's Office.